Hi there, this is Daniel Green from the Black Arrows. Today we're doing an unboxing of Parrot's Anafi AI drone. This is a demo unit we've been kindly sent to test and compare with the other drones we use, and we'll be doing that in a later video. But this is an unboxing of the drone. It's an interesting one, and we have a range of drones that are consumer and commercial grade in their operation, and this one sort of sits in an interesting position, so we'll be looking at that. But yeah, so we focus on land capture in 3D, producing high-res 2D maps as well as 3D models of the real world, rather than sort of just CGI mock-ups. These are used in site evaluations, in planning and in design, all CAD compatible and so forth. So we also do building inspection, capturing buildings in high-res 3D, so the clients can zoom in and look in very high detail at their buildings and assess conditions. So we should be able to do that as well with this drone from a test point of view, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, so today the Parrot Anafi AI, it's around about in the UK about $4.5 grand, depending on how many batteries you go for. So that's about $1.5 grand over the DJI's Mavic 3, which is their latest drone. It has a very big sensor, over 1 inch, 20 megapixel. This is 48 megapixel, but it isn't a full size sensor, as the terminology goes. It uses a quad, by a quad sensor, I understand. So but it's optimized for photogrammetry, so we'll actually do a like-for-like test and see how that performs in the real world. Another really interesting thing with this drone is that it is IPX3 rated, which means it can fly in the rain, and that makes a really big difference when you're operating for clients. Obviously, if it's heavy rain, the quality of the images you're going to get are not going to be up to it. But if you're caught in the rain, if you're operating a commercial drone like this, then it's going to be able to get back to you, and it's going to be able to get the results when you're pushing it. If you're using a consumer drone, a Mavic or a Mini, then it's not waterproof. So if you're caught in the rain, you're caught in some foul weather, or it gets hit with bird excrement or something, then that's it, then it's over. So yeah, it's an interesting one, so we'll have a look at that. So we're unboxing it in the garden because it's inspired, the Anafi AI in its design and its functionality is inspired by nature, which is its reason for its interestingly designed sensors at the front, which move according to the direction of flight to sense. So rather than the DJI drones, which have sensors, normally I think 6 around to have omnidirectional, this looks in the direction of flight and senses the objects. And it also builds up, using the AI, an understanding, a 3D understanding of the environment around itself, rather than just a proximity. So that's some interesting tech. So let's get this open and have a look. So here we go. So, you know, what strikes you immediately is obviously the very minimalist design and organic design, and to many this would look like Apple packaging rather than DJI sort of style packaging, in its sort of very minimal approach, and the organic design of the drone. Yeah, it reminds me of the Devillet Phantom, which is actually part of the Parrot group, I think, and that had a very similar minimal design in the packaging, and then obviously in the product. So we open it up here, and we've got the box it comes with, so the case that it comes with, which is an interesting one. We've got the manual at the back here, but you think with most of the DJI drones you don't get any kind of case, so you can't immediately go out. You get a soft case, but you don't get anything that's hard wearing. This is a pretty solid piece of kit. Again, this is designed, it's form and function, so again, it's an interesting one from a consumer versus commercial point of view, that this is very organically and very beautifully designed, but it's white, obviously. Bit like, again, the first apples that came out. You think, well, it's going to get marked all the time, but people still bought iPods, so you know, we'll see how it goes. So we got the clips open, and then inside, again, very nicely designed, very beautifully designed. It's almost like a vanity case. So yeah, so inside, what do we have? So there's the drone. It's a lot bigger than you'd expect. I've got big hands here, and it's that pretty decent size. We'll do some more comparisons later with the other drones, and you'll be able to see. So I think as standard, it comes only with one battery. They've sent me extras because I'm testing it out, but let's see what we've got. So we've got the controller here. Again, pretty minimal, integrated aerial, so it's not designed for any third-party connectors. So we've got a mini HDMI out cable, and then that's a USB-C power cable connector. So yeah, so we have the buttons there, so return home, take off, landing. We've got the ability to have a neck strap. We've got the flight controllers, and zooms and records. The batteries are pretty chunky, lightweight but chunky in there. They feel very solid and safe if they were dropped, unfortunately, but yeah, no, it's yeah, pretty solid. So they slide into the back. They've got a catch at the bottom, you can see, all branded up. So yeah, and the power at the back. In the right way. Okay, so and then we have the cables, details in there. Do this one handed. So we've got a lot of cables in here. So these are all the power cables for the battery, alternate sockets. Yeah. So we got this will be for the iPad, iPhone. For you have no display with this, so you bring your own. I've got one here. Yeah. So this looks too short for. Interestingly, I don't think there's any other cables in there. This looks like it will be too short for an iPad mini to reach all the way round to the bottom there from the side. So we might have to try use a different cable for that one, but this is, I guess, designed default for an iPhone in that case. So in here, yeah, we've got the transformer to be able to plug in, so you can charge 2 at a time here, and I guess you can plug them into other chargers. You've got some spare controller sticks there, and a double set, so 2 sets of spare props there. So let's get the drone out. Again, yeah, very interesting design. It's pretty light, has good size to it. So there's the camera here that pops out, and then the 2 sensors. You've got fan, and then you've got the cooling fan ducts at the front. We have SD card port, and then that'll be the 4G, so that'll be the SIM card. So it doesn't come with a SIM card, so you'll need to get I guess you'd get a pay-as-you-go data SIM card. And then we have the props here. So interesting design of the props. You can see there's a jagged edge on the I think that's the trailing edge. I believe that's designed to create like an eddy of air behind it, which increases efficiency, but I think reduces sound noise as well. So yeah, we'll see how well that performs as well. So that was that's the unboxing there. So those are all the elements that you get, and we'll do some flights and some comparisons later this week.